Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, November 27th, 2020. We are in the final day of the trading week, and we are in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions, and I say this because during the day, you have the day traders, you have the computer algorithms that are controlling the price. In my opinion, it's just noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions wake up, start making their decisions on what they want to buy and sell. They are dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best technology, best information, and I feel like in the long run, following what the large financial institutions do, or the smart money, put it another way, provides you an edge in the long run. So thank you all for coming today. I really look forward to seeing everyone. I'm very grateful that we have such a great group. So many people contribute. I feel very blessed. We had Thanksgiving yesterday, and I was thinking about what I was grateful for, and I'm really grateful for this podcast and the great group of traders and friends I have in this podcast. So, short day today. The market closes in 1 hour. Currently, the Dow Jones is up 23 points, up 0.08%. The NASDAQ is up 105 points, up 0.87, and the S&P is up 7.55 points, up 0.21%. So you know the routine. This is the format of the show. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them moving forward. I did have one day trade today. Unfortunately, a loss, but that's what happens, so I'll share that with you. Then we are going to check out your positions, and I see some really good ones over here, some really strong green ones, so that will be kind of fun. I look at my positions all day, but it's a little fun to go over and take a look at yours, and some of you are doing really well today, so very, very proud of you. After that, we are going to switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology, how you deal with the mental side of trading. That's what this game is all about. That's the skill that you need to hone and develop. Charts, indicators, entries, exits, it's all important. You do need to understand that for sure, but you do that so that you can create a good trade plan, a good risk to reward plan. However, whether you follow through on that comes down to your mental fortitude. Look, we all know how to lose weight if we want to, right? We eat less, eat better food, exercise more. That's a plan that is proven, but can you follow it? It's the same thing with trading. There are proven plans to trading. Keep your losses small, let your winners run, so forth and so on. But our emotions get involved, right? And so that's why I like to talk a little bit about trader psychology each day. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a trade. First requirement, I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. If possible, I look at each indicator as a group of buyers, and you will put yourself in the best position to have a profitable trade. You'll increase your chances dramatically if you are in the company with as many other buyers as possible. So how do I try to achieve that? I try to achieve that by looking for confluences and combinations of indicators, not just on one time frame, but on 2 time frames. Secondly, risk to reward is a very important part of any trade setup. You need to be able to make more than 2 times what you're risking to the downside. So if I'm risking $100 to the downside, I want to be able to make at least 200 or more to the upside. That way I can lose more times than I can win, but I can still be profitable. And then number 3, please always remember, take a look at your positions. Contemplate, do I have too many positions in this industry? Do I have too many positions in that industry? Am I factoring in volatility, current volatility of the market in the positions that I have, right? These are all things you have to think about. So, and then lastly, how much account heat do I have, even if I have completely uncorrelated positions? Any position you have is risk, right? So 60% is my maximum of my account that I can ever put at risk. I know it seems a little conservative, but it has worked well for me. All right, and then I'm going to go down through that watch list. I'm going to look for potential entry at the end of the day that meets the 3 requirements that I just discussed. And if I find something at the end of the day, I will go ahead and I will buy it or short it, depending what it is, right? And then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need any clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. Happy to answer that. If you would like to get my opinion on any stock symbols today before the market closes, just put them in the live stream chat and I will do my very best to get to them before the end of the day. And then lastly, as always, if you have any new positions today that you would like me to update on the board, please wait till after the market closes. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those updated, okay? So, all right, that's that. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. Lava74. Hi, everyone. Hey, Lava. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here as always. Brian says, hello, all. Hope it was a good, safe Thanksgiving. Thank you, Brian. Same to you. I hope it was the same for everyone out there. Lava says, about a week ago, there was talk on the show about UPS. I'm noticing a V1 or V2. Must have been some other trigger. It seems to refuse to close below the 50 EMA. Are there still buy signals? Let's see. That's UPS. I think that was Johan's trade, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there was a V2. I can't remember if Johan bought. I think Johan bought here, but there was another V2 here. But honestly, the way that I trade, Lava, not valid because we did come back down in the value zone, but we did not get any sideways motion. But it moved up anyway, but it is down quite a bit today. We had a false breakout from this high. No, I would wait for this to come back down, move sideways, and look for another V1 or V2. Hey, Bob M, good to see you. Ooh, Bob has a new symbol or a new picture. Cool. Hope you're doing well, Bob. David, good morning, Greg and group. Hi, David. Good to see you. By the way, David, I've been listening to some Brazilian music. Oh, wait, you're from Colombia. Never mind. Sorry. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. Hope the shoulder's doing well. Brian says, Greg, you talk about losing weight all the time like this. I caught that. Yeah. Well, I think it's a good analogy, Brian. I mean, we know how to lose weight. And in my opinion, we know how to make money trading. But the emotional side is what stops us from doing that. So that's why the analogy I use. Ramble Ron is here. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Frank is here. Hey, Frank, good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you, my friend, always for what you do and poems. And speaking of, let me put this poem in here like so, and let's read it. I'm always excited to read Frank's poems. Why not enjoy some leftovers when a stock serves you well and it's time to sell? It's okay to keep part on the table. It's a useful technique to help you reap and just might extend a winning streak. Well, Frank is a man of his word. He practices what he preaches and teaches, because I have seen Frank in his trading do this many times, where he keeps a little runner on and just for a little something, whether it's 10%. So let's read that one more time. Why not enjoy some leftovers? When a stock serves you well and it's time to sell, it's okay to keep part on the table. It's just a useful technique to help you reap and just might extend a winning streak. How about we put our hands together for that, because that is perfect. Perfect. And he worked in the leftovers from Thanksgiving. That's just awesome. Thank you, Frank, as always. Appreciate that. You're a poem master. Kamal, hey Greg and gang, hey buddy. Good to chat with you earlier today. Appreciate your friendship and appreciate you being my trading partner. I do mean that. Lova says, Greg, thank you for looking at UPS. You are certainly welcome, Lova. Ava, hello Ava. Nice to see you. Ava says, happy day everyone. Hope you're having a happy day as well, Ava. Johan, hello everyone. Hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. Thank you, Johan. Johan's having a good day today. We'll be taking a look at some of his trades in a moment. David says, I like Brazilian Bossa Nova too. It was Seau George. You know, he was in the Life Aquatic. He did David Bowie songs, but it was a concert that he had in Brazil. And man, it was just great. Just great. I listened to it last night. I probably shouldn't have because I couldn't sleep. It was in my head. Kamal, thank you, Greg, for being a great mentor. You are welcome, bud. Okay. Well, let's get to it, shall we? DocuSign. All right, so Stephen, Yas, Gary, Johan, Brian, Johnson, and myself did buy DocuSign on Friday using the 10, oh, this says 1013. 10, I don't know how the 1013 works, but I know the 1030 is what we need. Using the 1030 EMA crossover, we can look over here and you can see that was the crossover. I bought Friday at 224.12. It is 223.95, slightly down today. Was up earlier, no profit targets yet, but the 10 is still above the 30, so the trade is still valid, but down just a smidge, today. Microsoft. All right. Ava, Gary. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Ava, Gary, Frank, yes, Johan, Johnson, and myself did buy this setup on Microsoft. False breakout to the downside and a V2. I bought at 213.82. Friday or Wednesday, it was flat. Today it is up 0.56%. I did hit one profit target here. My profit target was 216.35. However, it got right up within 4 or 5 or 6 cents from that, and I didn't like that it couldn't go any further, so I just manually overrided it and got out of one profit target at 216.07, which looks like it was a good idea so far. So that one is working nicely. Nothing wrong with that. Nike, well, Nike had the good manners. Oh, Johan, buddy, sorry. I guess I should have. Johan is long, but Johan's in the money. I am out on the money, but this is a weekly chart that I shorted Nike last week on Friday at 133.14. We had a big move down. We had an over 70, under 70, big bar, large volume. We rallied back up into it. I like to short after we've rallied up into a big plunge. I don't like to short weakness. I like to short short strength after we've had a rally back up into big weakness. On top of that, we rejected the 70 RSI. I did short at 133.14. It is 133.83. So I am still slightly down on the trade. My stop is a close above the 70 RSI on the weekly. It's currently 67.91. And while we're at it, let's switch over to the long side. Johan had a beautiful trade, return to value V2 on Nike at 128.30, and it has moved up beautifully. Johan did get out of half of his position. I think it was 2 days ago, which so far looks like a pretty good move. So Johan doing very, very well. And from my perspective, being short this, looks like I'll be able to stay in this trade. Okay. Spotify, Johnson, Steve, Brian, Miko, and Johan did buy Spotify using the 1030 EMA crossover. bought here at 269.60. Currently it's 272.37, so up nicely so far on the trade. No profit targets for me yet, but up on the trade, so congratulations everyone. SPY, I'm so glad that I don't have to do the SPY explanation every day, and I know everyone else is thrilled. But real quick, I did buy the SPY like I always do at the close on Wednesday at 362.66. I sold it first thing this morning at the open at 363.84. So a nice little overnight gapper for Frank Yass. And Ramble has SPY calls, so it's green today, so his SPY calls are doing well. Of course, I will buy this again today at the close, and I will hold it over the weekend and sell it first thing the next morning. VIX, well, I thought I was going to have to show you what an emergency stop looks like. I did buy VIX back here on the 9th at 1991 with an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Just went down, had a big up day where I did take off some positions at a profitable level, which I'm glad because it mitigated this move down. It just dripped down, dripped down, dripped down, did hit one profit target, I think here. My emergency stop was here today at 1708. I was on with Kamal and I said I'm like 3 cents away. It got to 1710, did not quite hit it. I just had a stop order in, so it was on automatic, but it's rallied now. It's up 5 cents today, so it's definitely still down on the trade, but as long as it doesn't hit 1708 today, which would be my emergency stop, I will be able to keep it. BABA, I do have a put position on BABA all the way down to $180. It's currently $276.20. So as long as it stays above 180 by January 15th, I will be able to keep all the premium from selling these puts. I picked the weekly $180 price because it has support of the 200-week moving average above it. And over on the monthly, I have a confluence of the -1 ATR channel and the 50-month moving average. So that is Alibaba. That is nicely in the money. Now let's switch over to a directional trade. Johan, Ava, David, Quad, Kamal, Johnson, and Gary. Nice trade here on Alibaba with a V2. Close above the -3 ATR channel. Looks like everyone bought about 257.17. It is 276.27. It is down a little bit today. But from entry to current price, this is up 6.63%. And looks like Johan sold half, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember. I have this here as Wednesday. So that's all nice, doing very well. And Apple. So I did have only one day trade today. It was a losing trade. But let me show you. I like the setup. We came into the value zone. We had a higher low. We washed out the previous low. We triggered a V2. You know, if I take this trade 100 times, I'm probably going to win on it somewhere between 65 and 70. So would I do it again? I 100% would. It initially went my way. My stop was a halfway the washout bar. It tested it 1, 2, 3 times, was looking good, and then this next bar closed below. So I did enter at 116.99 and I got out at 116.82. So I lost 17 cents on the trade, but not too bad. I was more bummed that my winning streak on my day trades came to an end, but that's how it goes. And then all right. Lastly, I did buy Apple here at 116.58 with the 1030 crossover. Initially went my way. I did phase out, phase out, phase out. Couldn't go any higher, fell back down. I had to sell half of my position because it closed below both the 10 and the 30, but I only sold half because the 10 was still above the 30. Last few days it has rallied, so I'm glad that I held on to half. No profit target today, although I got very, very close. 117.56 was my profit target, and the high was 117.49, so I missed it by 7 cents. But I am still holding this. I'm waiting for the 1030 cross under, and it's getting pretty close. But this trade is slightly underwater. Well, maybe slightly is too much of a stretch, but it's underwater, but not a ton, not a ton. Okay. Jatin says, hello, everyone. Hello, Jatin. Nice to see you. Frank says, hey, thanks, Kamal. Kamal says, thank you, Greg, for being a great mentor and coach. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate that. Johan says, thanks, Frank. On that, I'm learning. Ava says, on DOCU, is there concern about negative RSI divergence moving up on lower volume? I did get a little though on Wednesday. Well, let's take a look. Is there concern about negative RSI divergence moving up? So I don't quite see the negative RSI divergence here. I mean, this RSI here is just as high as this previous high over here. Now, if we were this high with this RSI reading and the RSI was down here, yes, that would be concerning, a little concerning. But, you know, with crossover trades, Ava, unless something is really standing out to me as a really bad sign, I usually just take them. I give crossover trades a little bit more freedom and wiggle room as far as technicals, but I really don't see that, to be honest with you. The moving up on lower volume, yes, that is not a good sign, but it was a valid signal. It was a valid signal in my opinion, but it is up today, so let's be happy for that. And you said that you are on here, so let me put Ava. I like having Ava on board. Makes me feel better about my position. Ava's had some good trades. Johan says, sold half of BABA on Wednesday with the rejection of the 50 RSI. Okay, so I have that right. Hello, Johnson. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Everybody ready to look at your positions? Let's do it. All right. Ramble Ron has gold calls. Gold is down 1.16% today. We did lose the 200-day moving average. I would be interested in getting back into gold if we could close back above the 200 or above the 30. Ideally, I'd like to see them close both. I would be torn if it closed above the 30 but was still below the 200. So anyway, TMO. Brian bought TMO at 448.50. It's currently 452.28. So Brian's up on the day and up on the trade. Kamal, beautiful trade on DraftKings. DKNG bought at 50.67. It is 52.40. So very nice. Up on the trade, up on the day. Kamal. PAYC. Kamal and Johan. Is that all we have? Yep, we have Kamal and Johan. This is a beautiful example of a return to value, back in the value zone, consolidation, V1 trigger. They bought at 381.75. It is currently 415.95, up 2.16%. So very great trade, Kamal and Johan. Up 8.17% roughly. Very nice. Facebook. Kamal bought Facebook at 265.90. It is 276.14. Up on a little up on the day, but nicely up on the trade. Shopify. Kamal has had a beautiful trade. Kamal is back in the swing. Kamal bought Shop here at 893 and 900. And if we kind of take roughly halfway of that to average them out, up 13.1%. Very great trade, Kamal. Proud of you. UGL. Okay, Steve. Steve bought UGL at 61.96 based upon the confluence of the near 30 and the 200-day moving average on GLD, which is gold. But this is the double leverage. So gold's down today, and so it looks like UGL is down today about 2.4%. So that's a bummer there. Chewy. Yas bought Chewy at 66.42 with this nice crossover and fractal breakout, up 4.77% today. Really nice, up 8.68% roughly on the trade. Alibaba, oh, we already covered Alibaba with Johan, Avid, David, Quad, Kamal, Johnson, and Gary bought here. Really nice trade there. A little bit down today, but nicely up on the trade for everyone. TUP is Ava at 31.85. It is 35.39. It's down 1.53%, but still nicely up on the trade for Ava. Google, Jatson bought Google at 17.48. It is 17.86, up 15.22 points today, 0.86%. So up on the day, up on the trade. All right, here is GILD. All right, Quad. I still have Quad in this. Let me know if that's correct. I have Quad in at 60.81. It is currently 59.72. It's up on the day, but a little underwater on the trade. PayPal, Johan, the master. I don't know why I didn't take this trade. Here's the high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Trigger the fractal. Also coiling prices or sideways moving prices do tend to explode one way or the other, and this explode the correct way for Johan. Down 1.8% today, but beautifully up on the trade. W, Brian bought W at 243.09. It is currently 261.54, up 4.4% just today. So beautiful trade there. Up on the day, up on the trade. ALGN, Jatson bought ALGN at 441. It's currently 474.92, up today and nicely up on the trade. MA, all right, so Gary sold spreads, put spreads on MasterCard expiring January 15th, the 290, 280s. So as long as the price stays above 290 by January 15th, Gary will keep all the money from his credit spreads. And currently it's 338.25. So he has lots of protection, lots of room there. Beyond Meat, David bought Beyond Meat back here at 126.91. Great trade, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 200, over the 200. Couldn't pick a more picture perfect good risk to reward than this. His risk was down to here. His reward, beautiful. This is up for David, 10.10%. Congrats, Dave. Boy, there's been some really nice, beautiful trades here. Lowe's. All right, Frank bought Lowe's at 148.59. It's currently 154.32. It is a little down on the day, but it's up nicely on the trade for Frank, so congratulations. Tesla is just a monster. Jatson bought Tesla at 415. It is 587.16, up another 2.31% today. Looks like Jatson sold 50% a couple days ago, but entry to current exit up almost 30%. Up almost 30%. AYX. Johan bought AYX on the weekly. I'm glad to see Johan took a weekly trade. I like the diversification away from dailies at 115.39. It's currently 120.71. So Johan is up 4.49% on the trade. Very nice. The Qs, we have Jatson and Frank. I think this is the right price, 284.60. It's 298.67. So this has been a beautiful trade for both of them. Lyft. Ramble Ron bought puts on Lyft expiring January 21st. $30 strike price. It's $39.74, so it has to close below $30 in order for Ramble to make money on the puts. So these are puts. Ramble wants Lyft to go down. It's up a little bit today, so that's a bummer. Zynga. All right, Bob bought Zynga back here at 791. It is currently 824, so very nice percentage move up on the day, up on the trade. DT, Johan bought DT. Look at these trades from Johan. Unbelievable. Just so impressive. 36.36. It's 38.53. So up on the day, up on the trade. Netflix. Johnson bought Netflix. Nice purchase here at 477.40. It is currently 488.08. Is up today and nicely up on the trade. KMX. Steve and Miko did buy KMX with a 1050 EMA crossover at 96.25. Currently it's 95.20, so a little bit down on the day and a little bit down on the trade. And lastly, Reggie, REGI, Renewable Energy Group, AVA, bought at 56 even at 61.44, up 3.47% just today. And it looks like AVA's up 8.85%. These percentage moves are just unreal. Unreal. I'm just so proud, everybody. I just don't see any losses that are starting to pile up. I see you staying in the winning trades. Just excellent. Really, really good. Johan says, beautiful trade on shop, Kamal. Boy, I would say he nailed that trade. Jason says, the beautiful part about setup consolidating at the resistance with volume contraction is they give such euphoric moves, making up for testing our patience for days. That is true. My favorite type of trade really are consolidating trades on lower volume, especially after they've moved up strongly. If you have something that moves up strongly on big volume, that's good. But if you come back down, then consolidate on low volume, that's showing you that people are not distributing the stock. It's just a little bit of profit taking. All right, let me look over here and see what's happening. Looks like the Dow is down now. Do a little housekeeping here. Okay. So DocuSign's up nicely. That's good. Microsoft is up. That's good. My Nike is down, which is good for me, but bad for Johan. Sorry, I'm a little conflicted there, Johan. I always want to root for my friends' trades, but I am short on this one. But one of us, it's going to play out for one of us for sure. Spotify up nicely, no profit target. SPY, we had the overnight SPY trade. VIX is just taken off. Wow, up 1.26%. Okay. So listen, before we start taking a look at some end of day trades, I don't see Steve here today, but this is a great post from Steve Burns, our friend Steve Burns. This is the New Traders, Rich Traders over on Facebook. It's a great channel. It's a serious trading channel. So if you're on Facebook, come on over and apply to the channel. I think you have to apply before they accept you, but of course, Steve is a master of masters. Anything that he posts, I will always read and try to internalize. Let's see what Steve has to say today. The same reckless position sizing that creates the huge wins is the same thing that will cause a trader to give it all back. I'm sure there's some of you out there right this moment that know exactly what I'm talking about. That's true. When I first started trading, I had stupidly reckless position sizes and made a lot of money, but I also had stupid reckless position sizes where I lost it all back and more. You know, if you've been listening to this channel for a while, you know that I talk a lot about position size. I think it's the most important thing, everyone. It really is, in my opinion, risk to reward and position size, but ultimately position size, because you can have a good risk to reward and have a ridiculous, reckless position size, even if you have a good risk to reward, and you can just get clobbered. And how you start the trade with position size is going to determine your emotional level when you're in the trade. So if I could give the best advice to everyone about the one best advice about trading to anyone, everyone, beginner, expert, whatever, it is position size conservatively so that you can follow your plan, adjust for volatility in the market. I take my maximum allowed loss divided by the value of the 2 ATR. That is like magic. That takes into account position, or that takes into account volatility. And you know, as far as what should be your maximum allowed loss on any one trade, 1% is a good rule to start with. I'm not that high. actually. I'm about 0.5% on any one trade, but if you have a smaller account, then maybe 1% makes sense. But I've had people say, well, that's nothing, that's not going to do anything. Well, it does over time, but more importantly, it's going to keep your money and keep you out of a huge drawdown, and keeping yourself out of a huge drawdown is going to keep you balanced emotionally, because if you become unbalanced in your trading, that's when bad things happen. All right, so anyway, I just wanted to mention that, and I wanted to mention one more thing. You've heard me talk a lot about Dr. Alexander Elder. I studied one-on-one with Dr. Alexander Elder. He's a very famous trader, world famous, great author, best-selling author. I think he wrote probably the most famous trading book or well-known trading book out there, Trading for a Living. I was blessed to be able to meet him in person and study under him in person. And he's at Dr._A_Elder over on Twitter. But you hear me talk a lot about ATR channels, Keltner channels, and I have a lot of people ask me, well, are you interested here? I'm like, no, I'm not interested here. It's too far away. We know the Keltner channel, the third ATR or Keltner channel, has a lot of resistance to the upside. The negative third ATR channel has a lot of support when you look back at it from a percentage basis over time. But let's see what Dr. Alexander has to say. The latest lesson of Bitcoin is that when any market rises above the plus third ATR on a weekly chart, it is in the manic zone, and tight stops are a must. A mirror image occurs of that, or a mirror image of that occurs when the weekly chart drops below to the negative third ATR. Then it is a mental depression and look to buy. So that is why I'm so particular. When you ask me to take a look at a stock and it's near the third ATR channel on the daily, I stay away from it. If it's on the third ATR channel on the weekly, I really stay away from it, because such a high percentage of prices fail there, go down, or at the very best move sideways. And look, you can see here's the third ATR channel weekly on Bitcoin. Was a little early, but usually looking at the third ATR channel or the negative third ATR channel on the weekly and pulling back big picture, you will see that that is near the top. You can see when Bitcoin was down near the negative third ATR channel, that was the place to buy. And now we're back up at the third ATR channel on the weekly, and of course we had a big sell-off on Bitcoin. So this whole third ATR channel thing, this is not something I've come up with. This is something I've learned from Dr. Alexander Elder. And when Dr. Alexander Elder teaches you something, you should really listen. So, that being said, if you look at the weekly chart right now in the market, lots of things are at the third ATR channel, not just on the daily, but on the weekly. So, what Dr. Elder's saying here is that when you get up to the third ATR channel on the weekly, that's when people are manic, and that's really when you want to sell. When it gets down to the negative third ATR channel, that's when people are depressed, and that's when you look to buy. Or as Dr. Alexander Elder says, I look to go shopping. So thank you, Dr. Alexander Elder. Hope you're doing well. Hope your wife and the dogs and everything is doing well. But thank you for this great post, and it was helpful for me to review it again, and I hope it was helpful for everyone listening. All right. Jackson says, expecting the same kind of euphoric move in Google. Let's see market supreme. Ava says, watching BIGC, found resistance at 50 SMA, but pulling back on low volume. Just watching. All right, let's take a look. Found resistance at the 50. Yes, it did. As stocks often do, find resistance at the 50 RSI or at the 50-day moving average. If I was in this trade, I would be selling half today. But pulling back on lower volume, just watching. Yeah, I would wait for it to get back into the value zone, or at very least, Ava, test the 50 RSI But the best thing that could happen here, we come back down in the value zone, we move sideways, we consolidate on lower volume, as you mentioned, then have a V1 or a V2 trigger. That's how I would approach this trade. EXAS. It's pretty good, David. It's a higher low. It's a higher low V2, legitimate. Closed below the -1 ATR channel, rallied into the value zone, had a couple days down, which is important. Has a V2 here, higher low, a higher low V2, rejected the -1 ATR channel as well. It's 53.13 RSI, so it is still holding the 50. It's a good risk to reward ratio. Let's look over on the weekly. Weekly is, it rejected the second ATR channel. It's not at the third. Here we go. Look, here's the third again. It rejected, right? Let's take a look at the SPY. Are we near the third ATR channel on this on the weekly? Look up here. That was it. We're not quite there yet. I'm not saying we can't run further, but if we do get up here on the SPY, I will definitely be selective in the trades that I take. And that goes for about everything. I mean, we're in, I don't see bearish divergences, which Dr. Alexander Elder also incorporates into his trading. I don't see bearish divergences here on the weekly. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, actually I do. Sorry, I was looking at the daily. There are bearish divergences on the weekly. Look, here we have a high MACD bars. We pulled back, broke the back of the bear, as Dr. Alexander Elder likes to say. We are now higher. Look at the MACD bars, much lower. High MACD bars on this high, pullback. We're higher now, so there is a bearish divergence on the SPY on the weekly, and we're getting near the third ATR channel. So, let's all be careful. All right. Jatin says going long, Doc, with 210 stop loss. Okay, remind me at the end there, Jatin. Okay. All right, let's take a look here at potential entries for today. Healthcare Select. I do like Healthcare Select. This is what I look for. We're above the 1 ATR channel. We come into the value zone. We have sideways motion showing that there's an equal amount of buyers and sellers. And here we have a V2. Day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closing above day 1's close. We've also gone, it looks like we went under 50, over 50 RSI. The 520 kissed here on the cross. It didn't quite cross under, but I like those little kisses. And also we went red to green on the bar, on the bars here. That's always a good sign, in my opinion, when you can go from red to green. Usually you go red, blue, green. Now it's red, green in one move. What about the weekly? Well, we're back in the value zone. We did hold halfway of the washout bar. We had the big bar up. We have been able to hold and stay above the 50 Fibonacci number here. We're probably at the quarter Fibonacci here. A lot of resistance up here on the weekly, but I still think it makes good sense here due to the risk to reward. The risk would be here, close below halfway of the washout bar. We might make it back up here to the third ATR channel. So I like XLV very much today. UNH is very similar. We came down into the value zone. We moved sideways. We made a lower high, but we washed out the low. We did create a V2 here. United Healthcare Group and XLV are both in the medical industry, so I'm not going to take both for correlation's sake, but XLV is still probably my favorite, but UNH is pretty dang good as well. Merck, we talked about coiling. Merck has been coiling. Merck is going to move one way or the other. I just don't know which way it's going to be. My trigger on Merck would be if we came back down, broke this low, this fractal. Here's a low with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. Bill Williams teaches fractals. I really like them. I like sideways motion. We know low volatility leads to high volatility. Unfortunately, we don't know which way this is going to move. However, if it moves the right way, I hang on to it. If it moves the wrong way, I get out quickly. So nothing here today, but I will be buying Merck if we can break below this low. Alternatively, if we can break above this high, I'm putting it bracket. I put a buy stop up here and a sell stop down here, but I'm fairly certain Merck will move. I just don't know which way it's going to move. Stocks like Merck don't go sideways for this long. and do nothing. NDAQ, working on a higher low V1, but I really don't see anything. I don't like this big old skyscraper bar over here at all. Amgen, you know, it seems chasey to me today. There's no real signal here at all. I guess there's a V2, but there was a gap here. We have the 200-day moving average above, so I would pass on Amgen. IQ, looks like we bounced at the negative third ATR channel. Is that enough for me to buy? It did reject the 250-day moving average. There's a lot of confluence here with the 200, the negative third, and the 250. Let's look over on the weekly. I don't like that big old bar. I just don't like that big old bar on the weekly, so I'm going to pass on that. SOHU, no, look, we had the big bar down, and surprise, surprise, look where it got rejected. Right about the down bar, rejected halfway back up, so nothing on SOHU. NVAX, wow, that's strong. We're above the third ATR channel. Let's look at the weekly. This still may have some room to go, but for me, it's too extended. I don't think it offers a good risk to reward ratio for me at these levels, but congratulations that anyone had NVAX. BZUN, do not see anything there. EA, Electronic Arts, close above the 200, which is good. Have that 50-day moving average there. It's okay. It's okay. You know, if you're keying off the 200-day moving average on the weekly, looks like there's going to be some resistance here, especially around the 50 RSI and the 10 and the 20 EMA. So, I mean, it's okay. It's okay, but I still like XLV better today. STMP, which is stamps. I don't really see anything on stamps here. Jobs. Don't see anything clearly on jobs. ZYXI. We made a lower high. We did not wash out the low. It is a V2. Looks like we possibly rejected the, did we reject the 50 already? No, we got very close. No, that one just doesn't speak to me. And lastly, CNK, just too high and extended. Ooh, XLV is making a high on the day. I like XLV the best. That's what I'm going to go with today is XLV. Look at our Spotify, almost up to a profit target, up 2.17%. So let's see what's happening here. So DocuSign is up, good. Microsoft up, one profit target. Nike down, good for me. Bad for Johan, but Johan gets the last laugh because he's still up on the trade. I'm just a little under. And I better check Apple to see. I don't think the crossovers happened, but looks like it's getting close. It's 116.64 to 116.38, so no, not yet. So that's still a hold. Jat. Okay, yep. Tell me about that at the end, Jat, and on DocuSign. Johan, Netflix. Well, up nicely today. I don't see anything clearly here though, although fractal might be alligator is sleeping with the alligator lines. It would have to take out the high of 494.76 in order to be valid fractal purchase on Netflix over on the fractal chart, Johan, but it's still not there, so I really don't see anything there. Let me okay. Hi, Yavar. How are you? Casey. So on Casey Yavar, this is one of those tricky ones where you have a pullback into value, which is good, but then we make a lower high. See how this high here is lower than this high? If I have a lower high situation, I want to wash out that first low first. Does that make sense? So this does not qualify in my opinion. Yes, it's a V1. It is a higher low V1, but in my opinion, it is not a valid higher low V1. There's V1s and V2s all day, every day. But the key is to put them in context so that you have one that fits the criteria to increase your odds of having a profitable trade. So I don't see anything there that I like. Okay. All right. So it looks like Spotify hit my profit target. Sweet. So that's good. That's really, really good. Up 2.31% today. So congratulations, Johnson, Steve, Brian, Miko, Johan, and myself. Man, I'll tell you what, Johan and Kamal have been on a tear. Well, not just a bunch of you have just been on a tear. I am so proud of you. Really, really. Okay. Excuse me. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. All right. So it looks like we have about seven minutes left. And VIX. Okay. Wow, what a day, huh? Spotify just took off for us. Man, holy smokes. All right, so just to recap, I will be buying XLV at the close. Kamal says Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft have crossovers today, 520. Well, let's look at those then. Yep, nice 520 there on Facebook. Amazon has one, but I think the best crossover on Amazon is the I think the 550 and the 1030, which have not happened today yet. And Microsoft has a crossover. Well, that's good, but I already have Microsoft. Wow, look at Chewy go, making a new high. That's fantastic. All right, so about 5 minutes to go. I'm buying XLV today. Apple only up 44 cents now. So Apple's been having a tough time. DocuSign up nicely. Nice little bar here. Bullish kangaroo tail, Dr. Alexander would call this. Microsoft good. Okay. Sorry, I got a little distracted with something that I'm managing over here. Okay. Frank says, I like to visualize the weekly charts as the mother hen watching over the smaller chicks. That is perfect, Frank. You know, it's very important that we look at multiple time frames. Frank's 100% right. The weekly charts, the mother hen, and the smaller time frame, the daily, are the little chicks. 100%. I think not enough people look at weekly charts, respect weekly charts, or trade weekly charts. I looked for a weekly chart setup because today's Friday, but I wasn't able to find any, unfortunately. So I'll just keep with my short Nike. And, you know, going back to Dr. Elder's, look, it got right to the third, and that's where it failed. DocuSign, strong like bull today. All right, a couple minutes. Oh, I better get my act together, huh? All right, I'm buying XLV here. And XLV over here. And that's it. So just one trade today. Well, that's not true. I'm taking my overnight SPY trade. So that's that. Taken care of. My ups were up today and my downs were down. So grateful for that. All right, looks like we have about 30 seconds to go. And then the market's closed for the week. I feel like today's Monday because we had yesterday off, but so we have a nice weekend coming up. That's good. It's nice to finish the week on a nice positive note, that's for sure. And the market is now closed early at 11 p.m. So real quick, let's see where I got filled on all this good stuff. All right, So I got filled today on the overnight SPY trade at 363.67, and I got filled on XLV at 109.37. So I'll just update these. Put this over here like so. 363.67. 363.67, and then XLV, $109.37. All right, so listen, if you have any additions for me or subtractions that you want me to put up on the board, this is the time. Go ahead, put them on in there. I'll get them all updated. But just real quick, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I think I teach a really good course. Learning one-on-one from your teacher, I think, is the best way to go. So if you are interested in taking this course with me, just send me an email, send me a message on Twitter. I'll reply. We'll set up a Skype call, get to know each other a little bit, and then you know, if you decide you want to take the course, take it. But I know you'll be a better trader if you take this course with me. And it's $1,000, but I think it's worth every penny. I really do. I know it will be a good investment. And then secondly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel, and it's really helpful when it comes to YouTube as far as getting you know, interactions and likes and so forth. It helps them share the channel more across the YouTube platform. So if you did like it today or any day in the past and you find it helpful, I would appreciate if you could hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. All right, so that's that. Okay, Kamal, no trades, kept everything. Man, fantastic day for Kamal. Proud of you, my friend. David is an XLV. Okay, I like that XLV trade. I really do. I mean, it really stuck out to me today. You know, Dr. Alexander Elder taught me that if you have to look too hard at a chart to talk yourself into buying it, it's not a good enough setup. It should just jump off the screen at you. And this did. It's a beautiful return to value, V2 over the 50 RSI, over the 10, 5, 20, good risk to reward ratio. Does it mean it's going to make money? I wish, but no. It could definitely be a huge loser. That's why I position size correctly. That's why I put my emergency stop down there. I have my end of the day stop, but I like the trade. I really do like the trade. EXAS is also for David. Who else is in this? Kamal is in. You're in good company, Dave. You're in good company if Kamal's in that trade. Oh, how am I going to do this? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put David over here at oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put David. No, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, we'll try it that way. Frank says, don't mess with Mama Kamal. That's right. Don't be messing with Kamal, I'm telling you. It's not in your best interest. Nike. Johan says, Nike, to free the master from internal conflict. Oh, thank you. Now I can really root for it to go down. And honestly, I think it's a good place to get out, Johan. I mean, you're at the third ATR channel. We haven't been able to get above the 70 RSI, right? You've had a nice trade on it. That was very kind of you. Thank you. Now I can freely root for Nike to go down. Still down a little on the trade, but much better than it was. XLV. Okay. Johnson is out of half a spot. Okay. Nice little day for us on that, huh? One half. Jathan says, going lock DocuSign at 2:24:30. And that is Jathan. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, got you down, bud. Stop loss at 210. Good. Glad you have that in mind. Frank says, plus XLV, but skip the SPY trade. Oh, man. Okay, Frank. I don't feel as good about... I liked being in Frank's company on the SPY trade. All right. Off goes Frank. XLV. Is also Frank. Johnson says, hi Greg, I think the washout bar was smaller than 1 ATR. On which trade, Frank, are you talking about? Are we talking about XLV? You may have maybe heard me incorrectly, but the washout bar, Johnson, has to be a quarter of a ATR. Here's an ATR from here to here, from here to here. The washout bar has to be at least a quarter of an ATR, which it is. But where you may be confused is the day one bar cannot be larger than 1 ATR, Johnson. So this bar is smaller than 1 ATR, so it's valid. So there's two things going on. The V1 bar, or the day one bar on a V1 or V2 cannot be larger than 1 ATR, which it's not. The washout has to be at least a quarter. So I think you got confused that the washout has to be at least 1 ATR. It does not. It only has to be 1/4 washout. The 1 ATR comes in the day one bar, cannot be larger than 1 ATR. So I hope that helps, Johnson. David says, good to know I'm with Kamal. I'm telling you, Kamal is back, baby. Yeah, XLV, my comment smaller than 1 ATR. Yeah, so I hope you just heard what I said, Johnson, but the washout has to be a quarter ATR. That's the rule, and it is. Day one's bar cannot be larger than 1 ATR, which it's not, so it is valid. Ava? Good, I like having Ava in here also. That's good karma there. I kind of like doing this podcast this early. I have a little bit more energy. On regular days, I'm trading all day. By the time we get to the podcast, I'm a little worn out. This was kind of nice. By the way, everybody, I have been working on an online video course. I plan on putting out about 6 of them on the different setups that I have, and this is for people that can't, are not able to afford the one-on-one teaching and lessons with me. It's really nowhere near ready yet. I think I have 130 or 150 slide PowerPoint. I recorded 5 videos in the last couple days, and I am going to put it up on Udemy. And so anyway, when it's all said and done, I'm going to price it very affordably and so forth and so on. But when I'm done, I'll let you know. But I'm working on the deep dip buy one first, and I've got the PowerPoint deck done, and I've recorded 5 videos, but I probably have to record 25 more. But when they're available, I'll let you know. And when I get done with that one, I'm going to put that up, and then the next one, I'll do one specifically on crossovers, and then one specifically on return to value V1s, V2s, then another one on higher low V1s, V2s, and then double bottom with bullish divergences, another one. And so anyway, I have that coming, but I just wanted to let you know I worked on it a lot this weekend, and man, I'll tell you what, it's a lot of work for me to do those videos. I don't know why. I'm just exhausted when I'm done doing a 15 or 20 minute video. Johan says, you're welcome, Johnson. Johan says, David, I was tempted just seeing Kamal's name on EAX. I know. That's how it goes, right? Kamal has been in fuego. Brian says, just saw a message from Steve Burns on Twitter. Reads, the casino closed early today. Have a great weekend. Yes, the casino did close early today, for sure. So, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to be able to get out on a hike earlier. So when I get home, it will not be dark. So that's nice. That's really nice. And I guess I'll work on some videos later tonight again. Anyone else have anything else they'd like to share today? Or if they have any questions, let me know. David says, Greg and group, have a great weekend. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, David, hey, before you go, can I share something with you? Here is the link to that Brazilian music that I was listening to on YouTube. Maybe you'll like it. I love that song. All right. So DocuSign was up nicely. Microsoft up nicely with a profit target. Nike down nicely. Finally, Spotify nicely up with the profit target. SPY, nice little overnight SPY trade. VIX even up today. Holy smokes. I'm quite impressed with my day trading today. Not bragging, but the other day all my ups were downs and my downs were up. But today all my ups are ups and my downs were down. I consider VIX down, but it's up. But you know what I mean. Jatton says, enjoying and learning every day. Thank you for helping traders like us. God bless you and enjoy the weekend. Thank you, Jatton. That's very kind of you, sir. And God bless you. And I hope you enjoy the weekend as well. Johnson says, could you opine on CHGG? Ooh, opine. I don't know. That's asking a lot to opine, but I'll take a look. Well, I wouldn't buy it here, Johnson. I mean, the higher low V2 here made more sense, but we got rejected right at the 50-day moving average. If I had been in this trade for whatever reason, like if I would have taken this on Wednesday, I most likely would have gotten out half today with rejection of that 50. I wouldn't chase here. It feels chasey to me. The risk to reward doesn't make sense anymore. Lova says a video course sounds good. Well, yeah, I think it's going to be a good course. Some people can't pay $1,000 for my private lessons, and I understand that. And I wanted to have an alternative. I still think private lessons are the better, but I'm going to price it very affordably, and it's very, very detailed. And I do a lot of chart study and all that kind of stuff. And so, like I said, though, I've been working on this one for 2 months, just the deep dip buy course. 2 months. Now I have to record it, upload it, all that kind of stuff. But Ramble says, out of Lyft. Yeah, Lyft just wasn't going your way, Ramble. It wasn't going your way. So let's get out of that. Glad to keep that loss small. Out of gold. Yeah, gold was no bueno today. Yeah. We lost the 30 RSI and we lost the 200. So I'm glad to see you keep the loss small there. Oh, and AMD. I don't think I had AMD up here. I remember you, or did I? No, I don't think I did. Sorry about that, Ramble. What did AMD do anyway? I think you made money on that one. Kamal says, Johan, I got stopped out of EAXS. You did? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Ava says, thanks a lot, Greg. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you, Ava. I hope you do the same. Thanks for coming and visiting with us each day. Johan says, Kamal, I'm curious of your entry on several trades recently, like Shop 1. Would love to hear how it works if there's a chance. That one's going to be a little tougher explanation because Kamal has his own little method using very, very tight stops on things. I don't want to speak for Kamal, but regardless, that was one heck of an entry. Kamal says, yes, a tight stop, normal cost of doing business. There you go. Ramble says, still have my spy calls. I think I have you on here. Yes, I have Ramble spy calls. All right. Well, listen, I am going to put on my hiking clothes, go for a nice hike. Let me just leave you off like every day. Please try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just give them a hand, speak some kind words, be pleasant, hold the door open for them, give them a bite of your donut, something. Right? But if we could just do something nice for everyone each day, it would make the world a whole lot better place if everyone would just do one nice thing every day. Imagine, right? And secondly, if you could go out and try to do something nice for an animal today, that would be also great. You know, if you have a dog, take it out on a walk, speak some kind words to it, give them a scratchy, give them a lovey, give them a treat for sure. Right? Or any animal that's in need. If you could just do one nice thing for a human, one nice thing for an animal, that's all that I ask for. I try to do it every day myself. Johan says, true that, I like type stops, thumbs up. Kamal says, Johan, in short, I am buying everything where the risk makes sense. I have been using recent lows to determine risk and doing very well, I might add. Kamal says, if those levels don't hold, I am out with the stop loss. I am not looking at the reward at all. Tell you what, Kamal has been working on his trading and working on methodologies that fit his personality. You know, I see it every day because we chat every day, and boy, is it paying off. So congratulations to Kamal. All right. So I think that's it. Very happy for a great day today. And have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your weekend. Study some trading books if you have a chance. Do a little chart study if you have a chance. And hopefully I will see you Monday during the last hour of the market, regular time. All right? Okay. Take care, everyone. Thanks for coming today. We'll see y'all soon. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.